My love, this is my declaration, not written in haste, nor borrowed from borrowed tongues, but carved slowly from the trembling chambers of my chest, where your name has learned to echo like a prayer that refuses to end. And I stand here not as a poet seeking beauty, but as a man undone by the quiet gravity of you, confessing that every road I walk before you now feels like a rehearsal. For the moment your eyes found mine and made a home out of something I never knew was empty, and I declare that it is you who softened the rough edges of my days, you who turned ordinary hours into something sacred, like sunlight slipping gently through curtains at dawn. And I admit that I am no perfect man. I have faltered, I have misunderstood the language of your silences, I have held my pride too tightly when I should have held your hands instead. But even in my failures, there has always been one truth that refused to break, that I love you in a way that frightens me with its depth and steadiness. A love that does not shout but remains, like the ocean that keeps returning to the shore no matter how many times it is pushed away. And if I have ever seemed distant, it was not the absence of love, but the fear of losing something too precious to name, because you, my love, are not just a chapter in my story, you are the ink itself, the quiet force behind every sentence I dare to write about tomorrow. And I declare that your laughter is my favorite sound, even when it comes wrapped in tears, and your presence is my refuge even when the world outside grows loud and unkind. And I promise not perfection, for that would be a lie, but I promise effort, the kind that wakes up each day, choosing you again and again, even when the skies are heavy and the nights feel endless. I promise to learn you like a language I never want to forget, to understand the pauses between your words, the meaning behind your glances, the way your heart speaks in ways no one else has ever taken the time to hear. And I declare that if ever you doubt your worth, you need only look at me, at the way I stand here unguarded, willing to place all that I am into your hands, because you have become the measure of what matters, the quiet reason I believe in better days. And I do not know what the future holds. I cannot promise a life untouched by storms, but I swear to stand beside you when they come, not as someone who saves you, but as someone who refuses to let you face them alone. And if time ever tries to pull us apart, let it be known that I will fight it in the only way I know how, by loving you louder, deeper, more honestly than I did the day before. And this, my love, is not just a confession, it is a vow without ceremony, a promise without witnesses, a declaration written not on paper but on the fragile, beating truth of my heart that you are and will always be the home I never knew I was searching for, the peace I never thought I deserved, and the love I will carry with me in every breath, in every silence, in every moment that dares to exist without you but never quite succeeds. And if this declaration feels too heavy, too full of the things I never learned how to say out loud, then let me continue. Not as someone trying to impress you with words, but as someone simply trying not to lose you to silence. Because there were nights when I almost spoke and didn't, when your name sat at the edge of my lips like rain that refused to fall, and I carried entire storms inside me just to keep you from seeing how deeply I was already yours. And I declare now that I am done with that quiet cowardice, done pretending that I can survive in a world where you are only a passing thought, because you are not a passing thing. You are the kind of presence that reshapes everything it touches, like a river that does not ask the land for permission but still somehow teaches it how to become softer, greener, alive. And I remember the smallest details about you, the ones you think no one notices, the way your voice changes when you are tired, the way your words slow down when you are holding back something you don't want to feel, the way your eyes search for something safe even when you pretend you are strong. And I declare that I see all of it, not perfectly, not always in time, but enough to know that loving you is not just about the beautiful moments. It is about staying when things are uncertain, when the distance grows, when misunderstandings build walls that feel impossible to break. And I will not pretend I have never been the reason for those walls. I have been more than I wish to admit, but even then, my love never left. It only struggled to find its way back to you through the mess I created. And if you ever felt alone because of me, then let this be my truth laid bare, that I was there, just lost in my own inability to show you what you deserved to feel. And I declare that I am learning slowly, imperfectly, but honestly, how to love you in a way that does not leave you questioning your place in my life. Because your place is not uncertain, it is not temporary, it is not something I weigh against the world. You are the reason the world has any meaning to begin with. And I know there will be days when we do not understand each other, when our words miss their mark and our hearts feel distant even while we stand close. But I promise that distance will never become my excuse to walk away. It will become my reason to step closer, to try again.